Hello everyone, it's been a while. So we are back with another video after ages of exile or whatever. Um, Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make Windows-based MCP work with Claude Code. So you might know I'm jumping on the agentic AI hype train while it's still on the rails, but Claude Code is a AI agent made by Anthropic, and we can use it to code things, and it's very good at that, as you can probably tell from the name. Claude Code is very good at coding, and the best part about it is that you can use it to basically access your entire repository and make edits to files, create files, do other things like that in the repository itself or in your distro. So, or in your documents in your project, right? You don't have to copy paste stuff from the web browser. You can instead do it straight from Claude Code, and it will save those scripts, do all those things, build the project even. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to install a Windows-based MCP into Claude Code. And why this has been a bit of an issue for a while now, that it was pretty hard to figure out how to do this, and a lot of people had questions on how I installed this MCP, so this is why I'm making the video. And we're going to install a MCP to let us modify our Unity projects with directly from the AI. So here I have open the current game that I'm working on. It's called Ascend, right? A test cube. And I'm going to demonstrate how this actually works. So here I have on my screen a terminal window open in WSL, and I'm going to run the command to open up Claude and test the MCP connection. It's working. As you can see here, I already have my MCP bridge started in my Unity project. And what we're going to do now is we're going to ask Claude to create something in our scene, right? This is a good example of use case for these Unity MCP. Let's just say we want to create a another one of these cubes, right? These cubes over here are test cubes for a grappling hook system. So we want Claude to create another one. So let's go back here. And we're going to ask it to create a cube with the, let's just use same material that's on this cube. That's the default material. The colors from the skybox. Create a cube with the layer on the grapple layer. Position it and make it the same size as the other cubes, the grapple layer. Position it near the other cubes. Well, let's see if we can do that. We have three cubes, cube 1 and 2 and cube, and we want the AI to just basically make another one, right? Use the UnityMCP tools to accomplish this task. So let's see what it does. All right. I think here. And first it's going to look for the current scene hierarchy to find our existing cubes. It's managing the scene, looking for the thing. Yeah, this is an error from... It's not really an error, it's just because I have a lot of stuff in my scene, it's not going to give them all to the AI because it would use too many tokens. So it found the cubes, apparently, yeah, success. And now it's going to check the layers. Layer 6, layer 7, find out what the grapple layer is. And I think our grapple layer is on 15, yeah? Let's go back here. It's still doing things. But generally you wouldn't use Claude or Claude Code to create a simple cube like this. You could do it yourself. It would be a lot faster than Claude, but the thing is that you can do more complex tasks, and UnityMCP tools are very helpful for Claude to directly interface with Unity and be able to automate certain things without you actually having to be there. So look, now we have 4 cubes. 1, 1, 2. It's a little annoying to click on all these things. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it did its thing. We can see that our grapple cube right here, which is the one that Claude made, is the same size. It's positioned near it. I didn't specify where to position it, so that's fine by me. It doesn't really matter because these are test cubes anyways. But it has the grapple layer, and if we run our game, we can see after loading that, don't worry about those things, those are debug rays. We can actually grapple on it. Very cool. So you might be wondering, well, how do I set this up? And that's what I'm going to be showing you today. So what I'm first going to do is close down this project because I don't need it open right now, and close down Claude Code. I'm going to also be showing you guys how to install Claude Code because it is a bit complicated. And we're going to do that. I'm on my the borrowed second monitor right now, setting up the system. All right, I need to find a link and then I will be back very shortly. Okay, I found the link. So I'm going to show you guys how to set up UnityMCP first. So what we're going to want to do, first of all, and all of the commands and links that you need will be in the description. But what we're going to do is now we have an empty scene here, and we're going to install a package from GitHub over here, from git URL, and we're going to use this one, UnityMCP Bridge by Justin Barnett. We're going to install it. It's going to do its thing over here, and we're going to set it up afterwards. So after it's done here, we're going to the first thing we're going to do is check if it also installed UnityMCP server, which is a Python app. It's located in our local app data, which we can check here. Programs, UnityMCP. There we go. It installed it, which is good. Right, and the second thing we want to do is set up the MCP bridge here. As you can see, everything's good. I set this up previously, but we can auto-configure Claude Desktop, and it will configure this app. Not exactly what we need. It's not Claude Code, but it's on the way there, right? So that's good and done. Now we need to install. Now that everything is going is working here in the new Unity project. We're going to install a new distro on WSL that I'm going to demonstrate to you guys how this works on. So let's clear this. And first of all, to actually make all this work, you need to download WSL. Then you need to restart your computer. You can get WSL from the Windows Store, right? But now that you have it installed, you will be able to use the WSL command. And we're going to install a distro from here. So you can use WSL-L-O or --list--online to check all of the distros that are available. And we're going to install Ubuntu 24.04 because I already have Ubuntu. And I don't want to delete it and reinstall it. So we're going to run our command here to install Ubuntu 24.04. It's going to download it. This is also the LTS version. So, And then we're going to make it the default for this session. I'm going to take it off the default after I'm done because I don't really want to use this, but for the tutorial, I will do this at least. And we gotta wait for this to finish downloading, and then we're going to run some more commands. And after this is done, I need to shut down the WSL server because I edited some things here and I needed to sync those. So how WSL works is it basically emulates a Linux distro inside of a Windows terminal. It doesn't really give you the full Linux experience, as in it doesn't give you a GUI, but real like programmers, for most programmers, it works fine. Oh, this works too. It works fine just to have a Linux shell that we can install Linux apps on, and it can interface with Windows, but how it does that is a bit strange sometimes, especially with its networking system. By default, it uses a NAT networking, which is networked by itself. It's kind of like emulated networking as well. We're going to close down that Unity project for now. I did not want to close it. That is not what I wanted to do. Hold on. I need this open. I was going to minimize it, but I pressed the wrong button. So the networking mode by default is NAT, and I'm going to show that to you right now. Right here, as long as it's done. NAT. Okay. We don't want this. NAT is the root of all evils in this world. And it's not... Basically, networking doesn't work properly from Windows to NAT. You can't use localhost, you have to port forward it, and even when port forwarding it, it doesn't always work either. So, we want to change the WSL config to use mirrored networking, which takes the networking from Windows and directly mirrors it to WSL without emulating anything, right? So now that we have WSL set up, we can launch it, but we don't want to do that yet. But what we want to do, I'm going to go to my downloads, and I have this little batch file I made. I like making batch files, so what this does is it basically sets up the proper WSL configuration if you don't have it. If you do have it, then it's fine. It checks for a file .wslconfig, and it puts these settings into that file. If you already have a WSL config, you can add these settings on the bottom. I will put them in the description as well, if you don't want to use the batch file. And I'll also put the batch file if you want to use it. But now we're going to just run it. You see, it created it successfully at my user directory. And if we go to said user directory, you can see that we have WSL config. And it's on the correct settings. So that's finished. There's a cat meowing downstairs. And we're going to shut down again. Then we're going to check the networking. And it's mirrored now, which is good. This is exactly what we want. So we are done setting this up. We are done setting up WSL. So now we can actually enter it. So let's just launch this. It's gonna create itself. I will create my user. Wait. I don't need to make a long password. This is gonna go away. Yes. Okay. Very cool. Now we have our WSL set up. So we need to install a bunch of things. Now, first we're going to install Claude Code itself. Then actually, first let's install VS Code because we're going to use it pretty soon. Or you can install Vim. I'm going to use Vim here, but oh, it's already good. Okay. But if you want to install code, you can do it like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow Claude Code's installation instructions by first getting Node, because it's required. All of these, the installation instructions and the commands themselves will be in the description, of course. So we're downloading this. I don't care. Okay. Then we run this command to restart the shell. We run this command to install node 22. It's good. Node-v. Our node version is correct. npm current. This is good. npm-v. Our npm is good. Now we're going to install Claude Code from npm. It's going to take a little bit. Yes. Obviously, we want this as well. This. Paste it. Okay, perfect. Can we run Claude? Yes, we can. Okay, we're going to use dark mode because I can see well, and you have to sign in with an account. I have an account, so I'm going to do that. I'm not going to show you this code. All right. We are with Claude. Now, we don't want to read my home folder, so we're just going to navigate to, before we do anything else, we need to install UV, which is a Python package manager. You might think that we'd be installing it with pip, but we don't want that because pip is stupid and it doesn't really work all the time. So, does UV work? Oh boy. Hello? Oh yeah, okay, whoops. I need to add it to my path. Now it works. Okay, Python. Make sure it works. Yep, okay, we need to install Python. 3, hold on. Yeah, this is good. Exit. Okay. So what we're going to do now is that we already had that MCP set up over here, right? So we go over here, Window, UnityMCP. It's set up in Claude Desktop. So luckily, we can actually use Claude Code to hook into Claude Desktop and get the correct MCP from there. First, we're going to change the directory to Documents, Unity. Oh, what did I name this? MCP test. Now we are in our Unity project, and I'm gonna do all my stuff from here, so it doesn't do anything to my main folder. So we're going to use this command to import the MCP configuration from Claude Desktop. And now, if you try to run Claude, it's not going to work because we have a problem in our Claude setup with the MCP configuration. It's still using the Windows path from Claude Desktop, but this is a Linux, like WSL is Linux based, so that doesn't understand the Windows path. So what we need to do is we need to go to the Claude JSON settings thing. And we're going to go down here, and where you can see here, I'm going to excuse me. I'm going to change this path to be to a Linux path. And how this works is with T, C, and then just change all of these double backward slashes to a single forward slash. Let's do that. And so this is the command that will actually run to connect the MCP to Claude, right? Okay. So we are good now. So it might sound that we're done, but we're not done. So let me show you why. We're going to try running UV, aka the command that we're going to use to actually start the MCP, but it's going to crash because the build environment is messed up. Why is this? Well, the build environment is using the old Windows-based VNV, or virtual environment, that was installed when we installed the MCP. However, that doesn't work on Linux. So what we need to do is we need to go to the place where the MCP is installed. Right? I'm going to copy this path just in case, just because I want to go back there. Let's clear our thing. We're going to list this, so let me show you exactly what's happening here. We have our, well, it's not shown because it's a hidden folder with a dot at the start, but you need to remove, excuse me, you need to remove the .vnv folder. Then you need to create it again with UV. Then you need to activate it with this command. And now it's activated. And we run the command again. Oh no. What? What in the world? Okay, I'm gonna figure this out. I'll be back in a sec. Bruh. 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 Oh, wait. Alright. Alright, sorry about that. I figured out how to fix this issue. Uh, I didn't get this before for some reason, but basically, what we need to do is move the project, move the MCP to our WSL native file system, like Claude over here says, that apparently there was an issue with the file permissions. So we're just gonna make, we're just gonna move it. It's the simplest fix. Let's just make this folder like that. And then we're just gonna copy project to here. Then we're just gonna go here. Where we have cd src. Yep. We create a new one. We activate it. We install the package. And now, if we run our command to start, the MCP, it'll work. And of course, we also have to update our file here, as you know. Okay, just gonna copy this. Directory and edit it with Vim. We can find Vim. Yeah, edit the Claude.json with Vim. Go down here. Okay, we're gonna insert, delete this, paste this. Now, if we change the directory back to our, okay, let's exit. And then we can close this down, we go over here, show this in the Explorer, and open it in Terminal. And our WSL installation, WAD, yes, it's connected. So let's try to do something here. Right, paste player controller all. In Unity. In my Unity project, a first person player controller, and set up in my Unity project. Use the Unity MCP tools to accomplish this task. Boom. Let's see how this works. So this is going to create a character controller in our, yes, don't ask again, in our empty Unity project. And boom. I'm telling you, all of my videos have stuff like this. Like I test the I test the idea. I make sure that it works a couple of times, and then it breaks when I make the video. So that's like, it happens all the time for me. But I guess this time we were able to fix it pretty quickly. There were other times when I made videos that it took a long time to fix the problems. Oh, it didn't work. Something over here is not very good. Oh, there already exists. It's doing its things. The one thing that I don't know about this is I don't know if it can actually play test the I don't know if it can actually play test the game. I feel like that would be a very whoa. I feel like that would be a very powerful feature if it could do that, but it, it, it looks like it's working, surprisingly enough. it's making a player character, which is actually crazy. I would be super impressed if this can actually playtest the game, but it doesn't look like it can do that. Can you set up the script inspecting? There are a lot of values that set up yet. As you can see over here, there's no transform for the player body. There's no, ground mask. But yeah, this is going pretty well. It's a lot faster. The doing stuff, especially programming for in Unity. Claude Code especially makes it a lot faster. I tried Gemini, but it wasn't so great. It's not as smart as Claude Code, and it doesn't have as big of a context, which I feel like it's a bit of a handicap for Gemini. But this is really nice. And the MCP basically gives you the Emperor Palpatine unlimited power moment. You can code stuff a lot faster now. So I guess that's it for today. Thanks for watching the video. If you made it to the very end, great. And I guess I'll see you in the next video I make in a year or 6 months or whenever. So we're going to, we're going to check this, see if the player actually works, and then it's time to leave. Let's see. Ground mask still seems to not be set up, but that might not be necessary. Well, I can move my camera. Not exactly a good visualization of what's going on if we don't have some objects here to like move in proportion to, so we can create some cubes. Let's do that. Make some cubes. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so let's test our player. Seems to be moving. Doesn't seem to be able to jump, but it can move and can collide with the cubes. So yeah, that's like this whole player controller was set up in like a minute or two with the MCP. It did everything. Well, except for placing these cubes, it did everything else. It can write the script. It can set up the objects, which is honestly really cool. Like, I would not believe you if you told me 10, no, like 2 years ago they would be able to do stuff like this in you'd be able to do stuff like this with AIs, like actually edit things, right? Like, that's a really bad way of putting it, but I could not believe that you would be able to, that like agentic stuff like this would be so good 2 years ago, or like 3 years ago, even 1 year ago. I'd be like, nah, dude, that's not possible. But here we are now. Set up a whole scene, created a player character in like 3 or 4 minutes. So yeah, AI stuff has come a long way. It doesn't look like the jump is actually working. Maybe the force is not good, but most of it is. Yeah, the jump isn't working. That'll require a bit more finagling to fix, but yeah, that's about it. So see you guys later. Subscribe if you liked the video, and bye then, I guess.